Welcome, people. This is the English podcasting. This is your teacher here talking to you, and I'm going to talk to you about Unit 10 of your book, which is called Etiquette. Tell me, how polite are you? Do you think that education has something to do with your behavior? There will be 3 readings in this unit. The first one, which I'm going to read for you today, is about the use of cell phones and good manners. Then the second talk about table manners, and the last one, it's called Dinner with My Parents, which talks about cultural facts and politeness. What I'd like you to do today is just accompany me on the text I'm going to read on page 74, which is called Cell Phone Yackers Need Manners, to check the pronunciation, and then you can clarify in case you have any doubt. So let's start. With the cell phone glued at her ear, Deirdre, as she announced herself to a succession of people she was calling, sat in the crowded airport talking loudly about her daycare troubles, her family, and her mother's surgery. For those sitting near her, there was no way to ignore this modern-day scourge, the public cell phone yacker who talks about private matters in front of unwilling listeners. When someone nearby finally asked her to take her next private conversation elsewhere, it was Deirdre who was offended. That's the rudest thing I've ever heard. As cell phone users continue to yack away in public, the matter of who is being rude has opened a national discussion over cell phone etiquette, or lack thereof. Mary Mitchell, author of 5 books on etiquette, said, "We are overhearing conversations we should not be overhearing, even though we don't want to be overhearing them." It is hard to block out cell phone talkers who unknowingly tend to speak louder than they would to someone face to face. So people are overhearing one-sided conversation on marital breakups, business deals, and what's for dinner. Those who operate museums, movie theaters, schools, restaurants, and parks are struggling to limit annoying uses of cell phones. Communities and states are also examining whether to limit cell phone use by drivers for safety reasons. Remember telephone booths? They were created with the idea that only the person you were calling should hear what you were saying. That's still a useful concept to keep in mind when using your cell phone. Below are some basic rules for cell phone etiquette. Use your cell phone in public only when necessary. If you are not expecting an urgent call, turn off the phone during business meetings, at social gatherings, in restaurants, and at the theater. In these situations, rely on your beeper if you have one, and set the beeper to vibrate mode. If you absolutely must keep your phone on during a meeting, explain in advance. If you must make a call at a social gathering or at a restaurant, excuse yourself and find a reasonably private space in which to make the call. If you must speak while others are near, speak softly. Your conversation may be fascinating to you, but it's of no interest to others. If you use your cell phone while driving, you deserve whatever happens. Others do not. Pull over and take the few minutes you need to make the call. Okay, people, this was the text. What I'd like you to do is just read again for you. In case you need a dictionary, you can look up for the words you don't know, because we're going to do the exercise together next class. I'd like you to check exercise 6 on page 75. There are 3 questions for you. They are personal questions. Pay attention to them and think about the answers, because we're going to discuss this next class. Okay? See you in the next podcast.